Alright, so in this video, we have an update on the Brendan Schaub and Andrew Schulz beef. Mark Harley gave us some more information on this. If you remember my video yesterday, I talked about it, and I was a little skeptical, or I felt like there's more to the story. But Mark, he came with some receipts here, and he gave us some more details on probably what went down, and this does sound pretty accurate now. So on the Fighting the Kids subreddit, he posted a screenshot of the promo that Brendan shot with Bruce Buffer. So it looks like this definitely happened. And of course, Mark got this from a cloud folder that he probably shouldn't have access to. Just like with Brendan's Twitter account that he's posting on the other day, Brendan forgets to revoke his access to all these things. But I'm glad he forgets about this stuff because now we have proof that this promo exists and Mark was able to watch it, and this is what he had to say about it. He said, "So after watching the promo, something to consider. In the video, Brendan slams on the brakes and tells Bruce Buffer to stop screaming. It's just a comedy show, not a cage fight. So if Schulz became aware of this, this may have come off as Brendan taking a shot at Schulz. Even though Schulz had been using Bruce to announce his shows, Andrew's special wouldn't have been released until after Brendan's promo aired. So most fans would see Bruce using Schulz way after Brendan seemingly mocked the idea that Bruce hypes up this comedy show. So maybe it wasn't so much perceived as theft of the idea as perceived as undermining of the idea that wouldn't have come out yet, which is more relatable thing to get pissed off about, and this would fit with a general pattern of how Brendan behaves. He mocks and undermines those close to him, but pleads innocence and victimhood when he's called out. Brendan didn't draw this connection when he told me what happened, but it seemingly makes Andrew's reaction make much more sense, and perhaps the 'you don't want this smoke' refers to more to the idea that he and others might be forced to comedically clap back at him for trying to take a comedic shot at what Schulz is doing on his special. So this makes more sense to me. I'm sure this is kind of how it went down. I think Schulz, not only did he feel like Brendan was kind of ripping him off, but he's probably more concerned about the fact that Brendan was almost mocking him in the video. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but it is pretty funny that in Brendan's promo, he said, "It's just a comedy show, not a cage fight. Like, why are you trying to hype this up?" And then a few months later, Schulz puts out his special, and he has Bruce Buffer do the intro and hype him up and everything. And I think Andrew was already having Bruce do this for some of his shows, like even before Brendan's promo, so Brendan might have been aware of this. If he was, and then he did this, then I could kind of understand that Andrew would be upset, thinking that Brendan's trying to take a shot at him or something in his promo. That at least makes more sense to me than Andrew just thinking Brendan's copying him or something. But still, it's like not that big of a deal. I don't think anybody would even care. People would still probably just make fun of Brendan for it. They'd be like, "Oh, he's copying Schulz." Or maybe people would have thought that he was taking shots at Andrew. So either way, I don't think Andrew would have really gotten that much shit for it. I think Brendan would be the one still just getting made fun of for it all. But I guess Andrew did not want Brendan's promo out there, and he seemed like he's worked up about it. He kept saying, "You don't want this smoke" to him, which is hilarious. And I guess Brendan didn't want any smoke because he didn't put the promo out there. And of course, Joe Rogan had to make the final decision, which is so funny. Of course that happens. He's like their dad. Like, they have a disagreement, and their only way to resolve it is by calling up Joe Rogan and getting his opinion on it. I would have loved to hear the call between those three. Joe's probably just like, "What did I get myself into here?" Andrew's probably yelling at Brendan like, "You don't want this smoke, dude." And Brendan's probably like, "Dude, I'll beat you up." And then Joe's like, "All right, let's figure something out here." And of course, Brendan gets the worst end of the deal. He spent all this money on Bruce Buffer. He couldn't put out the promo. Andrew was supposed to pay him back. That's what Joe said he had to do, but allegedly he never did. And then Brendan goes on Andrew Schultz's podcast afterwards and just gets completely embarrassed by him. Brendan just can't win. So also people, they're wondering how Andrew Schulz figured out about this promo. And Mark said that Akash was on the Fight of the Kid right before this, and they showed him the promo. So then I guess he told Andrew about it, and then Andrew was all upset. And that also makes me think that Brendan probably didn't know Andrew was using Bruce Buffer, and he probably wasn't trying to take shots at him because if he was, why would he show Akash? Like, obviously, he's going to tell Andrew about this, and then Andrew's probably going to stop it from being released. So if he really wanted to get this out there, he probably wouldn't have showed Akash, unless, it is Brendan, so maybe he didn't think it through. Maybe he did know Andrew was using Bruce Buffer and just didn't even put the pieces together. But who knows? Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. Let me know if you think Andrew took it too far or if Brendan's in the wrong here and he just should never have done that promo. And then make sure you check out my Patreon account. I'll put a link in the description. There are a bunch of extra videos on there. Then hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.